When we last left our heroes, one of the party members had agreed to get a crate of drugs for a wizard he had found in the corner of the tavern, and also there were 2 lizardfolk wights lurking in the woods hunting the party down. So yeah, things are going great so far. As soon as they got back to the town, Flynn immediately began to look into the criminal underworld of Aramor in order to figure out where he'd be able to get the crate of Vladri for the wizard. He learned about a goblin crime syndicate known as the Wolf Rats, and after some further investigation at the docks, he learned about a trade that was going to happen in a few days. While Flynn was doing that, Boznak and Vareol were wandering around the town to rest and get their health back. One day they saw a priest on the street corner preaching about the holy word of Pelor. Do you do blessings? What? Like if I had a magic item or something, would you be able to bless it in the name of Pelor? Well, I suppose so. However, this divine favor shall not be thrown around lightly, so it'll cost you around 100 silver. Awesome. I want you to bless my jellyfish. His name is Jimmy. The priest quickly accepted Boznak's bag of silver coins and then began to cast a blessing upon Jimmy. A true follower of the divine shouldn't waste their god's power on such frivolous causes. Hey, Saint Jimmy is not a frivolous cause. First off, your jellyfish isn't a saint, he just has Pelor's blessing on him. And second, who are you to be judging me for what I use my god's power for? I'm Vareol, defender of the weak, slayer of evil, devout follower of Caden Callian, and the greatest warrior in all of the lands. I challenge thee to a duel! Look, I'm not a warrior, I'm just a priest. However, if you wish to duel one of Pelor's chosen, then I can send a letter to the closest one and have him travel here to duel you. Very well. And Saint Jimmy will oversee this duel. For fuck's sake, your jellyfish is not a saint! Eventually, the party met back up, and Flynn told Boznak and Vareol about the drug deal going on at the docks that he wanted to interrupt. And so they worked together to make a plan of what to do. Why exactly did we get into the crate 12 hours early? A true warrior is always prepared. Yeah, but you see, we'd be the exact same amount of prepared if we got into the crate like 1 or 2 hours early, instead of 12. Would you please both shut up? We're trying to be sneaky. But we are being sneaky. We're sitting in this crate right now so they can't see us. Okay, well what if the 2 armed alchemists right outside of the crate end up hearing any of the conversation that you're having right now? Hey, did you hear that noise? Yup, I told you, it's the call of the Gongoozler. We've been over this already, the Gongoozler isn't real, and more importantly, even if it was real, why would it be here? Because it likes to lurk in the frothy depths and capture its unsuspecting prey so it can drag them down into the deep, where they will never be seen again. What part of this pier looks like frothy depths to you? Actually, hold that thought, the wolf rats are here. 2 hobgoblins wearing light armor with crossbows slung over their shoulders walked up onto the pier. They gave the alchemists the money, and the alchemists gave them the crate of Vladri, which is when the party decided to introduce themselves. Drop the Vladri and we'll let you live. Also drop the bag of money, please. Both the wolf rats and the alchemists thought that the other group had betrayed them, and the players got into a threesome. I mean a 3-way fight between the wolf rats, the alchemists, and the party. The wolf rats immediately got into cover and drew their crossbows, firing at the party in perfect unison. One bolt hit Boznak in the chest for a significant amount of damage, and the second one missed Flynn by an inch. The alchemists also used their turns to take cover behind crates on their side of the pier, and flung alchemist fire at the group, igniting the ground around them. So now the party was standing in the middle of a flaming pier with no cover, while stuck between 2 hostile forces. I feel like we probably should have thought this plan through a little bit better. Not to worry, Saint Jimmy will protect us. Do I even want to know who Saint Jimmy is? So you remember my jellyfish lantern? Well, he's a saint of Pelor now. I feel like we should be a bit more focused on the battle right now. Vareol used his turn to run up to one of the wolf rats and cleave through him with one well-timed swing of his sword. Flynn moved out of the burning region of the pier and attacked one of the wolf rats, however, he barely missed the attack. Boznak followed the rest of the party over to the wolf rats, then flung a vial of alchemist fire at the alchemists on the far side of the battlefield. Initiative was about to loop back to the beginning, but this is when things got a little bit crazy. because the two lizard folk wights from last episode crawled out of the ocean and onto the pier right next to the alchemists. "It's the Gongoozler! I told you it was real!" The alchemist immediately jumped into the sea and began to swim away from the fight, leaving his friend behind. The one remaining wolf rat abandoned the bag of money and retreated back into the city away from the shitstorm that was this fight. It was the wights' turns now, and they quickly ripped the remaining alchemist apart with their claw attacks. This left only the party and the wights left in the fight. Flynn and Vareol both attacked the closest wight, but it only went down to about half health. Boznak used his turn to run away and climb up a nearby crane used to load crates onto the ships. Now it was the wights' turns, and they both attacked Flynn, which downed him immediately. Things were not looking good for the party at this point. However, on Vareol's turn, he was able to get a lucky crit in against the injured wight, and it was just enough damage to kill it. Now it was Boznak's turn, and he used the crane to drop a crate on the last wight, crushing it to death in an instant. After the fight, the party brought Flynn back up and quickly looted the box of Vladri, as well as the bag of silver that had been dropped during the fight. Flynn went to go find the wizard in the tavern, however he wasn't there at the time, so the party went to get their bounty on the lizardfolk bandit camp they had cleared out. However, there was a slight issue there. The constable wanted to go out to the camp with the party to prove that it had actually been solved before he would give them the bounty. And so the party began their third and final expedition out to the bandit camp on the river.